The difference between us is that I can feel pain.
Sounds like a real boogeyman. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy.
There's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms.
It's got a death curse.
This isn't science. It's more like black magic.
Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper.
Hello, my night owl friends, and welcome to a very special edition of Pumpkin Hill Radio. I'm your host, Travis Wormwood, and with me, as always, is my co-host and your co-host, Dawson Traylor.
Yeah, baby.
Every week we dig into, well, this is Pumpkin Hill Radio, first off. Just get that right off the bat. This is Pumpkin
If you're
Hill
lost,
Radio.
welcome.
Welcome in. Welcome to the cult. By listening,
been
you are a
found.
member of the cult. This is Pumpkin Hill Radio. Every week we dig into paranormal topics, esoteric mysteries, a little bit of true crime every now and then. Dolphins last week. All kinds of wild stuff. The most high strange stuff we can find from around, and we try to just parse it all together. Try to figure out what the hell's going on in this place we call it.
The heck is happening?
Yeah. I did mention the cult already. That's the Cult of the Star Mother. You can join further levels of the cult by joining the Patreon, patreon.com/pumpkinhillradio. That support really means a lot, and we're working on some new features and stuff over there to really get a bang for your buck over there. It's only $5 a month for entry. It's going to be worth every penny.
You're going to want that.
We are on video, so if you're listening on the audio channels, go to YouTube, check the video. What up to y'all? And we also do basically daily clips. Essentially, maybe not every day, but most days we do daily clips
Might see
from
one
the
every day.
episode. So
Hopefully you see one every day.
yeah, so pumpkinhillradio.com. You can find all the links to everything, and including our socials, where you can then find those clips. To share with your friends, and also to tell your friends about the pod just straight up, and also rate us, just to let you know. And any stories that you want to send us, pumpkinhillradio@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into it, Doss?
Yeah, what do we got?
Oh, you know what? Before that,
Mermaids?
a special thank you. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
First off, yeah, you did already. That's a huge spoiler. Besides the title, we are going to do Mermaids.
Not
It's a kind of a follow-up episode to
Mermaids,
last week's
the
Dolphins.
spoilers to come.
Yeah.
They don't know what actually we're talking
Yeah,
about.
we got a lot going. Yeah,
Mermaids.
That's true.
That's what the title is.
Yeah.
Mermaids.
Before we dig into that, though, we do have a tiny bit of horror this week.
Yeah.
And also, I do want to say this is a special thank you to all our new patrons on Patreon. We got a bunch of new people there. Specifically, the ghost host this week is Big Feet the Pondered. All
Hell
right?
yeah.
You heard me right.
What a good episode to be a ghost host on.
Yeah, Big Feet, you're gonna love this episode, I think.
Yeah.
And just that's like a super shout out to you. That you I'm not gonna disclose the exact tier you joined, but it was
it's
a
a big
higher
tier.
tier, and it's helping us
It
out.
ain't the minimum.
It ain't the minimum, and we really respect that. I'm
big
gonna
time.
get your goodies out to you ASAP, and same with all the new signups. I'm gonna make sure you get your stickers and everything
Yeah.
soon. So just thanks for that, and all kinds of content over on the Patreon. Dawson, before we get into mermaids and maybe something else, do you want to talk about horror this week at all?
Well, I got a few things. I've been having just bizarro dreams, like weird, like high school reunion dreams. Weird, just weird.
Okay.
Was
I there?
Yeah, you've been in them. Everyone's in them.
Nice.
Like everyone we went to high school with.
Damn.
It's weird.
I couldn't
man.
name
people.
them.
I couldn't even.
They're just there.
I like didn't remember until like I saw them. They like remembered me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, remember me? I'm like, "What?
Nice.
So shout out to them if they're listening.
What
What else?
This week, there was a disturbance. There was possibly an alien abduction or an encounter.
Oh yeah.
In my very building, that I
Yeah.
think I woke up right when it was happening. Friend of the show, Magdalene. Did I say
Yeah,
Mad? I call her Magdalene. She's also helping out with the movie stuff we're making, me and Andrew.
Yeah.
She's a great person. She told me about this encounter she had basically while staying at our apartment complex, and she said it was between like 3 and 4, and I woke up
classic.
like startled at like 3:50 that night and like paced my house for a little while,
Yeah.
and there was a I could sense.
I was having a
something.
lot of weird dreams that night too. I
And-
remember.
Yeah, I at work the next day, I asked like everybody I could, just like, how was your sleep last night? What was going on? And there was this bizarre dreams. Andrew was with her, and he said that he had like what he's called like a distraction dream. Like he was like he was being giving a dream so like he wouldn't wake up, sort of
Yeah.
thing. And I feel like
He was having like a
everybody-
lesbian dream.
specifically, he
told
was
me.
having a lesbian.
He was
dream.
like a cool lesbian
a
dream.
distraction dream.
And he's like, yeah, I think they're just kind of trying to keep me in sleep for a bit.
Right, and like, but we know a lot of people like living in the general area, just like of this apartment, and kind of around the neighborhood, and seems like by and large they were just strange dreams that were
Yeah.
either kind of meant to like lock you out of waking up or like disorient you into not.
Yeah, because
considering
I like
things.
don't I had like I think I had like weird dreams, like half awake dreams, but I didn't really sleep.
Mhm.
Like I was like falling asleep, but I was like having like dreams, and I was like, wait, I like, could just open my eyes. It was weird.
Yeah. A lot. Well,
It was weird shit.
A lot of we talked about the
I
sleep.
didn't feel
paralysis
like I
episode.
didn't feel like I could like go to bed.
Well, we talked about that sleep paralysis stuff with our friend Austin last week a little bit.
It's another.
There's
weird
just
one.
something in the air right now that is like pointing towards some odd
So
paranormal
energies.
stuff.
Something's off.
Yeah,
something's hitting. Yeah.
Magdalene did say that it was possibly a mantoid. It was
Yeah.
like insectoid in appearance,
The mantis.
and maybe some other like tall, weird things around it. Probably being led by the mantoid, as you would learn from like alien and abduction
Yeah.
stories.
They're like doctors usually.
Yeah.
They're usually interested in like genetic material. Weird.
Yeah,
Which would make sense that like Andrew was having like lesbian dreams. Get genetic material out that way through the dreams.
Oh man, I didn't ask if he cummed, but
Yeah. Well, even if
I'll
you
check
don't,
on him.
even if you don't, it's right. It's priming
Well,
it.
they can
up, you know
probably
what I mean?
extract
It's
it.
activating it.
They
you
can
know
just
what I mean?
put their fucking vacuum.
You get it
on
like
and-
going in your belly.
That's true.
You get it worked up in your belly, and
Yeah,
then
your
they
chi.
can just take it out like 4-dimensionally.
Oh man, sounds
More of an energetic thing.
Andrew, if you're listening, let us know.
Yeah.
But just like I like the alien talk. I know
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like I wanted to do an alien abduction kind of like story episode soon. We'll do one soon enough. We
Yeah,
got
yeah.
somebody in the bag right now. We're just moving
Yeah.
on them. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. So if you this week had any weird alien stuff or sleep paralysis stuff, it's just something in the
Yeah.
air. Just,
Please
you know,
let us
thinks we're
know.
just being invaded. Dawson, I have a little ad for us to go.
Yeah,
through,
let's get
if
into
you
it.
don't, if you would like to begin.
Yeah, well, this is another part of my horror this week. Is you ever think about like microplastics,
I think about microplastics 99% of my days.
forever chemicals in my body,
The other
poisoning me?
The other 1% I'm asleep. Yeah.
Yeah,
being-
1% of the day. when you're asleep.
possible organic, like smart
Yeah.
dust,
Smart dust, dude. I've been freaking out about smart
or
dust.
even government created smart dust.
Yeah.
Yes, Dawson, I am very
What is
aware.
it?
I'm hyper aware of this. What do you have to say about this? Do we have?
Just on the smart dust. What is it? Software systems, nanoparticles, updating human software systems.
Yeah, you think you're getting updated?
Internet of bodies.
Yeah,
Look it up, guys. I'm doing research on it right now, but
but we have something
That's
for
it.
you.
but we have a cure,
we have possibly a cure for
something
this.
to supplement it and at least counteract it.
Now, if you're local to the Inglewood area, then this is from Matt at the bar. He said, "What's up?" He wanted us to just
Yeah.
present this to y'all, and we said, "Hell yes!" Now,
Hell yeah.
if you're on video, you can see us both holding these things.
Might be backwards.
They are backwards. It is called Pure Fertility. Now, this is technically marketed toward the fertility sector,
Yeah.
but
It's gonna
Matt-
help with that.
Matt himself has a vasectomy and still takes this because basically what this does is it flushes the chemicals, it flushes the microplastics out
Yeah.
of you. This is
'Cause
a cleanse. This is like a monthly cleanse that you
Yeah.
do. I believe
And
it's like about a half year
anything
cleanse.
that's gonna make you more fertile is like probably just gonna boost your whole life force energy up.
Yes,
No matter what.
that's what it is. It's just a lot of
Like-
really good ingredients.
Yeah.
Fertility is kind of the spin on it for
Cleanse
like that
that-
market, but it's
That microplastic out of your body, forever chemicals, get those out.
so what we're gonna do. Me and
Please.
Dawson are both gonna start taking it.
Yeah. I mean, you give me free samples of a cool supplement, I'm into it.
And then-
especially when it's like this kind of stuff.
Basically, we have 3 bottles of this stuff
Yeah.
that we are giving away. So we're gonna hold some type of giveaway for this. Keep up. Next couple weeks, you're gonna learn more about that.
Mhm.
Basically, check on the socials to be a part of that. I will put the link to this in the description of the episode. When you get it, you get this full box here. I'm gonna lift it up here. This full box, PFAS guard, PFAS cleanse specifically, and it's the Pure Fertility, and it is. You'd get 5 bottles of this stuff, and I think it'd be
Yeah.
great for you. I'm gonna have the links
Yeah, I'm
everywhere.
into it. If I have a
Um,
kid by in a year from now,
Now, and what
I'll
I will
chalk
say,
it up to this.
this isn't some dumbass like Amazon Prime ship
No.
fake vitamins to you. This is premium stuff, and with that,
Yep.
there is there's a price tag that matches. It's I believe it's like $300 for this.
Yeah.
But this is a half-year long cleanse. This is about a 180 day cleanse.
If you think about how much, like if you buy a bottle of supplements like this, vitamins, and this is like maybe like half a month worth supply. Like if you multiplies that by 12 or like 24, it's gonna be probably more than this.
Yeah, it definitely will. And
Like,
really, like
I'll spend like $500 on like multivitamins.
and if you're taking product every single day to cleanse yourself, you want to know it's legit. You want to know it's been
certified good
Yeah.
manufacturing practices.
backed by
non-GMO.
science. And you know, when you order your shitty stuff on Amazon, you know, I'm not gonna bet. I take some stuff from Amazon.
I
It's
do.
fine.
Hey, it's fine, but they might be giving you microplastics.
I mean, honestly, if you
I
think,
would
if
not. I wouldn't doubt it.
if anybody's gonna be doing it.
They're probably just
At
putting
least-
plastic in my
Yeah.
vitamins.
So with that being said, I think that's basically the ad read, and this is an ad. We were given this to sample it, but it's something that I also definitely believe in and
Yeah,
like want to.
I'm into
like,
this.
So yes,
We'll keep you updated too on like the effects if I'm feeling
definitely will.
if I'm feeling fertile. You're gonna know.
But basically, Pure Fertility by PFAS Guard. Say goodbye to Forever Chemicals.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt, for
Bye.
the samples.
Thanks,
And-
Matt. Yeah, Matt's rocks.
And then keep Matt's rocks.
Matt's rocks.
Just keep talking about Matt's rocks, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, just keep updated on the socials. We will be doing a giveaway for 3 bottles of that, and that's just a little tester for you. You're gonna want the full set. I will say that.
Just get the free sample while you can.
So, yeah. Check the link in the description for that.
I'm probably just gonna get subscribed to that.
I can't wait to try this thing. I just wanted to. I wanted to have it unopened for the reveal. And then,
I'm probably gonna pop 2 today.
I'm gonna pop 2 today, right after this pod.
Right after this, yeah,
All
hell
right.
yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks
Matt.
PFAS Guard.
Yeah, you guys rock, doing the Lord's work.
All right, and with that, Doss, let's get into the big show.
Let's go.
All right,
Mermaids?
mermaids,
What?
humans of the sea,
Aquatic ape?
aquatic
Huh.
ape. Now that's the term I'd like to.
Huh?
What you've
What the
listener,
heck is
what
that?
you just stumbled into is probably our most insane
This is my
year
favorite
of
shit,
Bigfoot
dude.
episode.
Yeah,
that we can
yeah.
manage. All right, you
Yeah.
are well
Big
within,
surprise.
Yeah, you're well within the 2025 year of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And with that being
Taking
said,
it to the depths.
yeah, we had to look at the aquatic ape theory and mermaids in
Are
general.
mermaids the Bigfoot of the sea?
Now,
Just asking
more near
questions.
the episode, more near the back end of this episode, I'm going to have a lot of similarities, conclusions, drawing lines between Bigfoot and mermaids.
Yeah.
For the beginning and most of the episode, though, me and Dawson are just going to go kind of case by case, from ancient origins up to I have like sightings and like reports on this from pretty much every century. Just like at least one from like each century, basically. Like from ancient times until now, like from like BC up until now, and
yeah, like shit's happening now. Like
and
I remember the
basically-
TikToks from like a
Yes.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
The dude kid on the crab fishing boat.
he's like hearing the sirens and
They're like
things
siren.
that.
He like threw a crab overboard and it like got thrown back overboard. They're
Yeah.
like speeding through the ocean on a boat.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Just bizarre stuff. And so, yeah, I
The
guess
labs.
that's with all episodes. I'm gonna ask y'all to, just ride along with us, and
Buckle up.
and we're gonna do some
Crazy
convincing
train's
here.
taking off,
Yeah.
baby. Let's go.
All right. Let's get into some ancient origins real quick.
Yeah. What do
If
you
you'd
got
like
for me?
to. Okay, so just right, I had to go back to Mesopotamia, right? And like, just talking about, we talked about like water as like a healing source,
Yes.
and water as like this place that life began, basically, and that's like the truth, the primordial soup of it all.
I mean, we're what 70% water.
Yeah, or more.
I'm usually sitting around 85% water.
Yeah. So let's look at just some of these ancient like water goddesses and like kind of the transformation of that into like water magic and then these entities of the ocean, right? And if they're Bigfoots or not.
Yeah.
So Tiamat
Yeah.
is
hell
the
yeah. I like
the
that.
Babylonian goddess of saltwater chaos.
Nice.
Described in the Enmu Elish, this is the Babylonian creation epic. Tiamat is a vast, draconic sea being whose body is made of primordial ocean. She births monsters, including serpents, dragons.
So primordial ocean, is that like that different? than
So this,
regular
yes,
ocean?
because
that's like a more fertile ocean.
yes, you're right. It is the
Magical?
primordial ocean because after being slain by the god Marduk, her body was split to form the heavens and the earth. So yes, you're right.
Oh,
It was like just like the Bible started talking like firmament and shit.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
the
these
waters
ancient
above,
these
waters below.
ancient waters. It's the same thing.
The different.
This is the
yeah.
saltwater chaos, and basically this female coded sea entity that births strange life, and it's kind of a source of like awe
Hell
and
yeah.
terror to ancient times. From there we have the Apkallu, or the Apkallu were the 7 sages sent by Enki, who was
Nice.
who was also a Sumerian Mesopotamian god. The Enki specifically was the god of the freshwater abyss,
Nice.
or the Abzu. And he was sent, and so the Apkallu, the seven sages sent by this freshwater abyss. Excuse me, God, say that 10 times fast,
Abyss.
even 1 time fast.
Can't.
They were sent to teach humanity about the arts of civilization. These fishmen, they were called. The Apkallu were the fishmen. They were depicted as either fully human wearing fish cloaks or human fish hybrids. You like that? We're getting at hybrid stuff already. With human upper torsos and lower fish tails. You know,
Interesting.
classic mermaid silhouette already. This is like, we're seeing it already.
Yeah.
And it's like men, not like maids, I guess.
Do you think when they say fish, are they? Is this like when they thought maybe like dolphins were like more fish?
I think so. I think
You
fish
know?
is anything in the ocean.
Yeah.
And like, so it's that
anything
kind of
that's
thing.
swimming around in the water, living in the water.
And a lot of these really ancient mermaid and like serpent people, like depictions usually have them with like almost like a snaky ear tail.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so this is, I think it's kind of a mix between that. So I think it would be kind of
Yeah.
dolphin like that with the fin on the back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like gather because I know there's like a lot of mermaids that have like the scales and stuff too. I'm just
I think that,
I'm wondering if there's different types. I don't know.
well, there could be,
Different
there most
depictions.
definitely is different types, at least like
Mhm.
by like demographic in the ocean.
Yeah.
I think most of them do have scales, or
yeah.
it's a shape-shifting nether beast that can be any form, any shape, and it's choosing
hell yeah.
this kind of.
Okay, I like that.
So the Apkallu, Apkallu, I got it right.
Nice.
They would emerge from the waters to deliver divine knowledge and are often shown in Neo-Assyrian art with fishskin draped over their shoulders. They were guides,
Interesting.
guardians, and engineers of knowledge. Okay. They also, they
I follow
basically,
the tracks.
they had the possibility of being both full of wisdom and destruction, basically.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Where
this-
they'd like guide ships to safety or maybe to their peril.
Yes, yeah. From there, we
Mm.
have the ONS, the OANNES, ONS. That's the Babylonian merman prophet. Excuse me,
Merman
not a maid.
prophet. Hell yeah.
This is basically one of the Apkallu. This
Yeah.
is ON. The name is ONS's. That's
Okay.
like the name of a specific fish man
Like,
right
yeah,
now.
that was like his single name.
This
not,
is a,
like, what
this
he
is a fish man
yeah.
who emerged from the Persian Gulf, and according to Babylonian historian Berosus, Onassis came ashore during the day to teach humans writing, science, and architecture, then returned to the sea at night. Like again,
Kinda
that like
shape-shifting.
passage of ancient knowledge. It's like we're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
tossed like how to be humans from these things. Basically, it seems like.
Yeah, yeah.
He was described as having the body of a fish, but underneath the fish's head was a human head, and below the fish's tail, human feet. He didn't eat human food and lived entirely in the sea.
That's nice.
That like
So that's cool that he had like a name. They like
I think all the 7 sages, all the 7 fishman sages had different names. and
Yeah,
this
they're
one was
all,
just
like,
the one
people.
in the Persian Gulf. Yeah, yeah, and like I think, like last week the dolphin episode, we kind of were talking about like ancient civs like Lumeria or
Mhm,
Atlantis, like creating these things, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like you would essentially
The
sign up to be
Tremere
like
kinda, like-
to be made into this for like the good of the race,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it is
yeah.
for the good of the culture.
to like, because that's like if there's something more like fish like or like way weirder down there, you need kind of like this human hybrid kind of thing to like
Mhm.
even communicate with
Mhm.
like and like translate basically. Be
And-
like that hybrid basic, yeah.
Yeah, and like
Something we
like,
could actually relate to more, so they can like learn, speak actual human,
yeah,
and
and
human
like
talk.
And really, it's like so they're passing this ancient knowledge down, right? They're basically giving humans like how to write, like how to do
Yeah.
science, like architecture, like how to build a building and shit.
That's
It's like,
crazy.
is that possibly then derived from this like ancient knowledge? Like, are these quote unquote like sages or like prophets?
Mhm.
Are they just like the lost like tribe from like Atlanta? Are they
Was
just
it?
like the people that
Did they
were-
return to water glory?
they returned to water?
I've been
glory.
saying that a lot.
Yeah.
I've been calling myself a dolphin. And I'm returning to water glory.
Yeah.
It's my
That's right though. Like, is it possible that these like first mermen that come up in civilization are actually like the ancient
They're, like,
remnants
the
of like,
Atlanteans that
yeah,
returned to
basically,
water. Yeah.
and they're like, hey, let's rebuild civ like this.
Hey,
Let's
guys,
do this.
you guys need some tricks?
Yeah,
I got some
tricks
tips
for you.
It's gonna help you out a lot. People in the future are gonna be like, how the heck did these guys do this?
Dawson, I think we have maybe a dolphin scratching at the door.
Dolphin? We got a mermaid at the door? Oh, we got a little mercat.
Oh, mercat coming in. All right.
Cat of the sea. Nice.
Then we have the Abzu, which was the primeval freshwater abyss, and that's what we would call like that abyss, right? That's the domain of Enki, as we said. That was it's like this like sacred like hidden reservoir beneath the earth and the origin of all life. That's what they're calling this freshwater abyss. Where Tiamat was a saltwater abyss that seemed to like come from above almost.
Yeah.
There's this quote unquote freshwater abyss that's like an inner earth thing.
Yeah.
And like it's just like a very early like sign of like Hollow Earth stuff almost. Like yeah, and talking about like hidden knowledge coming from this place.
Yeah, the earth below the waters below. Yeah,
this freshwater abyss they call it, where Enki draws his power and where magical creatures emerge.
Damn.
Yeah, and
well, that's like the dude that went down to like some abyss in like a submarine and like found like this water under the water that he would like try to go into it and he would like bounce off of it.
It was like hyper salinated.
Yeah,
or something
and
like
then
that.
he died of mysterious causes before he could do his next journey.
Yeah, dude. Because there's like a whole other level of ocean down there.
Yeah,
it's like in SpongeBob. It's the Goo Lagoon. It's like where you're in the bottom of the ocean. It's like, why is there a pool here? What is this?
Yeah,
it's like that's just like some tunnel to something way deeper.
It's like in like Pirates of the Caribbean, where they like flip, they like hit the edge of the earth or whatever,
they
and
flip the boat.
They flip the boat, and it's like they flip it back to the surface, basically from like one surface.
Dude,
it's like I imagine it's something like that, where it's like, what the hell?
We haven't talked about Pirates of the Caribbean nearly enough. How much
I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking about. I haven't watched any of the movies, but I've been thinking about them, and I want to get into Davy Jones eventually. But I'm gonna look into it.
There's like a third part of this series of Ocean Madness where we talk about like sea monsters,
the pirate myths and stuff. They have like a very interesting folklore out there, which kind of has to do with mermaids.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. But there's I actually have some stuff directly for that later. Don't even
Davy
worry.
Jones takes your bones in your body.
So now we're at about 1000 BC. All right.
Yeah.
So we're still about 3,000 years ago. This is where the Atargatis come in. These are often regarded as the first true-made figures. Atargatis was the Syrian goddess of fertility, love, and water. Her temples were filled with sacred fish, and worshippers were forbidden from eating them. According to the legends, she transforms into a fish out of sorrow after accidentally killing her human lover. Unable to fully abandon her divine beauty, only her lower half becomes aquatic. Again, is that like some Lumerian hybrid stuff?
Yeah.
That's like what it sounds like to me.
You're grieving so deeply that you like choose to be this hybrid then.
Yeah. Or like maybe that's like a coded thing. Maybe it's like a punishment, and they're like, she killed her husband, so it's like you become half.
Well, you must pay this price now.
Yeah.
You're neither now.
And then like basically like that whole cast of people like survive whatever calamity takes Atlantis or Lemuria, and they like just go on to like kind of propagate and like keep
Share
this knowledge. Keep this as best they can and hand it down to us.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so that's like the base, right? That's like I just wanted to cover my Mesopotamia stuff. And now it kind of after that it starts popping up in every other culture across time and space.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I'm just gonna list a couple like different culture things.
Yeah. Get into it.
So we have like Nereids. Those are sea nymphs, daughters of Nereus and Doris. They were considered protectors of sailors and the sea calmers and the sea's calmer aspects.
Beautiful.
They weren't quite mermaids, but precursors. These young, beautiful women that were often seen riding dolphins and emerging from sea foam. So, yeah. Then we have sirens. We all know about that. Those are they were not actually aquatic at all originally, but they were winged creatures who lured sailors in and with their songs, like to ruin basically. They'd like lure them to like crash their ships and stuff.
Huh? I've never heard that about sirens.
Yes, particularly the Romans put this fish-like stuff on them, basically, or like. Now later we'll talk about how a lot of mermaid tales talk about how the mermaid like doesn't have a soul, and when they ascend, they become not like an angel, but this like sky deity. It's like a sky nymph, basically.
Do you think it's almost like since they're like hybrids of something else, it's almost like Nephilim, where they're kind of like this cursed abomination almost?
Yeah, maybe.
And then they like have to like redeem themselves, and that's how they ascend or something.
And that's what I'm saying, where it's like the winged creature part might come in there. Like they kind of see the resemblance in it.
Yeah.
Or they see these things like getting banished back to the sea. It's
like fallen angel style.
We also have Circe and Calypso. These are powerful sea witches. In the Homeric myth, and they embody the traits with all these other mermaids. Magical beauty, isolation on islands, dangerous stuff, alluring people in. We have selkies from Scotland and Irish legends. Right, these are the seal people. And by removing their seal skins, they become human and walk among us. Many stories tell of men hiding the selkie skin to force them into marriage.
So not like skin walkers, but like skin swimmers.
Yeah, well, it is the same thing, right? In the Skinwalker episode, we talk about like
take the fur
pelt,
off,
right?
Yeah, they keep the pelt. They like take the fur
so it's
off.
the same thing. It's like
shape shifting.
The last thing we just mentioned sea witches. Like how far is it to them?
When we talked about the dolphins too, about how like some of them there's like myths of them being like shape shifting. They like shift into like men.
Yes,
it's like seal dolphins are like.
Just pointing at some
similar
shape-shifting stuff, some of that druidic magic that comes up all the time, that wild magic. But I love like putting that lens of like
it's also
the ocean
like
on it, right?
Like seals are also like dogs in the sea.
Yeah,
like you hear like a seal and like a dog, like they're very similar noises. They hunt similar ways.
Same cute
they have like
snoot.
Cute little nose. They got like similar mouths. They just swim around.
We have kelpies. These are shape-shifting water horses known to lure humans, especially children, onto their backs. Before diving into rivers and drowning them. Have you heard of this stuff? It's like the tales. It's like
crazy.
It's like little kids being called in. It's like right on my back. I'm like a magic horse, and then like their like mane like ties around their legs.
Oh shit!
And then they like gallop into the ocean, and the kids fucking drown, and then it like swims away as this
just
monster.
lets them float away.
Yeah,
that's evil.
Yeah, dude. That's like they
seem like a lot of them are like little tricksters.
Yeah, they have this like glamour,
trickster.
this deception.
Yeah,
it's like this oceanic hunger.
Yeah.
It's like this hungering, just like we talk about the deepest parts of the forest, hungering, right?
Yeah.
It's an exact
that wild,
parallel.
yeah.
It's like, yes, obviously,
it's that deep wild of the ocean.
If we have like transformation magic on the land, it's like then
why wouldn't
we
it?
Definitely, especially like seafaring folk, like see people that are like on the ocean, you know? It's
oh
like
yeah,
100%.
There's whole cultures that are like based on like water, ocean, the seas. It's like how like their civilization like was like came about basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's like how they all kind of start. So it's just like
that reminds me of like the aquatic ape theory a little bit too. About like we're descendants of like
coming out of the ocean,
some sort of
or even like
like you know maybe that's like the mermaids. They're the ones that like return to water glory. We're like stayed up here. We're the stubborn ones.
I gotta return to water glory.
I'm really trying, dude. I gotta go meet some dolphins and see. You know,
we have the Finn folk of the Orkney folklore. The Finn folk were sea-dwelling sorcerers. Unlike selkies, they were not beautiful though. They were pale, eerie, and jealous of human lovers. The Finn wife, once married to a man, aged rapidly and became resentful.
Ooh.
There's a lot of this like men trying to like seal these women away, and then it's like always met with like horrible endings.
Bad times.
We have the Rusalki. This is from like Slavic folklore. These are drowned maidens who become haunted spirits dwelling in the lakes and rivers, occasionally being helpful but mostly dangerous. So this is like kind of the opposite end of things. It's like more of that spiritual route.
Yeah,
we talked about these like I don't know, like a maiden of the water, or this woman. I know there's some specific myths of women like carrying you to go drown you and stuff. I don't know if it's like if you consider the exact same thing, but I guess I wanted to throw that in there, that whole like spiritual side of it. You know, we're talking very like literal creatures right now, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, are they somehow like a spirit form? And that's more like
like an underwater ghost.
We have the Sujin from Japan. This is a Shinto deity of water, often associated with koi, dragons, and sacred springs. And then we have the Nuwa from China. This is a creator goddess with the upper body of a woman and the lower body of a snake or a dragon.
Yeah.
Though not fishtailed, let's say that hybrid form that is like a flood era savior.
Yeah.
She's like, that's what it is, basically. It's like she created humanity from mud and repaired the sky as it shattered using stones from rivers. You know,
that's crazy.
And that's just like some water magic stuff. So that's like where we are after. So now we kind of covered the Mesopotamia stuff. We're talking about all the like younger old myths. You know, this is still 1,000 to 4,000 years old. All this. Do we want to talk about like what do you got over there? Because I just have like a ton of reports now.
I just have like the aquatic ape theory.
Yes,
which gets me into like. I don't need to get into like exactly what it is, but it's this like hypothesis, I guess, not necessarily a theory. It's pretty like it's dismissed a lot, you know what I mean? But I love that shit.
Yeah, we're
But it's
taking
like
the
basically
mantle.
since like we're more likely, not more likely, but like the theory is suggests that like instead of coming from like apes, evolving from apes and stuff, since we're like not as hairy and like we all kind of have like slightly webbed feet and hands, like that's like a trait
There's
that like comes up.
the ability to hold our breath like at
we
all.
like yeah, we have whole cultures. Like most civilizations like came off of like being by water sources.
Well,
Like,
there's some like I don't know if it's like some of those island cultures they'll dive down for like 10 to like
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know
Polynesian
30
islands
minutes.
and
I
stuff.
don't know the exact.
They'll
Like,
go
it's at least,
spearfishing
like,
and
15
stuff.
minutes. Yeah,
they like go crazy.
like
It's
go
nuts.
way down too. They can swim
Yeah,
like
yeah.
faster without flippers and stuff.
Yeah, like the fact that like humans were like so intrigued by like traveling by water forever, like making boats and stuff. Like we've like been connected to the water in this way where like apes aren't really like that. Like they kind of cringe at the water. So this idea that there was like maybe another like humanoid like
Splinter population, right?
yeah, that was from the water.
Mm-hmm.
Like some sort of like dolphin humanoid kind of thing that like we eventually like just came out, you know. I don't know.
I mean, if we want to talk about like a real life like example of that, it's like wolves, right? And,
Yeah.
like whales, like what that
Wolves,
is-
whales, and like seals,
these
dolphins, like
things, like wolves returned to water glory. They were these like, I mean, they weren't wolves when they did it, but it's like they're the creatures that obviously came out of the water. They did their mammal thing for a while. These like little mammal things kind of turned into these like proto wolf things, and then they started basically like going like doing longer and longer voyages to like eating fish in the water. And they eventually just started having babies in the water, and they would just like when they stayed in the water, and those wolf like those proto wolves became whales. Like that's like
Which,
a
like-
real thing. That's cetacean species. That whole
Yeah.
like I said in the dolphin video, it's like they got that. You can still see like that little bone where their legs are in the back of their leg, their tail meat.
still
Like
have
it's
it.
still just like this.
like they
floating
use
little
that to
bone.
like mate.
Yeah.
You know, they like hook onto them and stuff. But
Yeah.
like that's what I mean. Like we do like water births are like it's like a really great way to like give birth is like in like a pool.
Yeah.
Or the ocean. Like especially if you can get by like dolphins, like they like love like it's like super good for like the baby, everything. And like
there's some weird like synergies
so it's like
there, right?
we might be in this like like Earth time where we're kind of like reaching our like time on the land and we have to like return to the water and
water
like,
glory.
yeah.
Polo wolf thing, you know? And actually in
Yeah.
real time there's like there's this population of wolves on like the western coast of like northern Canada that do 100% of their like of their hunting in the sea now again, and it's like they live almost they're called like the sea wolves now because they're like, and it's like you can see how after thousands millions of years,
Enough like
hundreds of millions
generations,
of years, it would like you just become that's gonna become like another kind of whale thing again.
And like knowing like how fast like you know you can like breed different traits into dogs like quickly.
Yeah.
And like
you could get
if you think about like how fast that happens, like it can happen through nature just by like necessity of like hunting and stuff like and maybe another like twist on it too is like maybe like the aquatic ape theory is like where we're heading. Maybe it hasn't happened yet, but like if you watch like how like certain like what is it like orangutans are like figuring out how to like fish and use tools, it's like all right, maybe it's like we're kind of like making way, be like all right, it's their turn to take over the lands, we have to return to the water. You know, and that's like the slow like
it's like did that happen
move
previously?
in, and then we'll like come back up and like guide them and give them the like ancient teachings of like building.
And that's literally like what we
architecture.
just said, like
and that's like
Lemuria
it's like
or
this
Atlantis
like
would have done.
It's like
that
this cycle that we're doing, and we're like kind of in this like transition. You know, we're in the age of Aquarius now.
Yeah. Well,
it kind of makes sense if you like really want to like believe in it. Like
I mean,
we're at the very beginning stage of like our transition of like going back to water glory.
They were mentioning that like cyclical cycle of dolphins. You know, they came on land for a bit, apparently went back down. Yeah,
like maybe it was like kind of talking about us. Maybe we're
that.
like returning to dolphin.
But it's just like what happens to like intelligent species over time.
Yeah,
it just like does that.
Eventually, like you realize like wait, water's like where it's at.
Yeah,
'cause you don't have to like burrow underground, but you're still like protected from like you know major like solar events if like the atmosphere kind of goes out, like you got like some sort of protection down there, like
it's like you know where the Great Flood can't get you.
Yeah, if the fires come.
If you're in the water.
Yeah, if you're in the water, the floods and the fires can't get you.
Yeah. Well, okay, I think that's like
that's just an idea I've been thinking about,
and that's why this is our Bigfoot episode for the
month. So now, why is it Bigfoot?
So
is it Bigfoot? I think so.
I do want to do like some exact correlations a little later, but I do want to start talking
Mm.
about specific events so we can get the
Yeah.
people in. Okay, I want y'all to believe this
It's
shit.
probably gonna sound a lot like Bigfoot stories, huh?
So, this is sourced from the Natural History by Pliny the Elder.
Hell yeah.
Pliny the Elder, a Roman naturalist and author of one of the most comprehensive encyclopedias of the ancient world, compiled a vast array of accounts of sea life. Among them, he recorded credible and first-hand reports of mermaid-like beings, nereids, tritons, seamen, and other oceanic monsters, all taken seriously and as real parts of the natural world. We have there's a report called, so like that's basically just saying like in these ancient, like in these books of like, here's like your lion and your elephant and your like here's your seal and your dolphin, they just like had a mermaid in there too,
Yeah.
as like that's a part of the natural order of things.
Yeah.
As like come and you know that's just a part of that. So
Yeah.
a
Makes sense to
deputation
me.
from, okay, so this is about a triton seen in a cavern. Okay, we have this is a place called Olispio. This is a couple like old world names. So a deputation from Olispio was sent to Emperor Tiberius to report the sighting and auditory encounter of a triton. This is a male mermaid essentially, seen in a coastal cavern blowing a conch shell. He appeared exactly as traditionally depicted in mythology, half man and half fish. The report was, a triton had been both seen and heard in a certain cavern blowing a conch shell, and of the form under which they were usually represented. So that's just like, there's just like, they just saw this thing.
Yeah.
We also have reports near these shores was of a nereid, a sea being whose upper human-like body was covered entirely in scales, and it was dying there and emitting these cries audible from a distance. So a portion of its body that resembled the human figure is still rough all over with scales. As it died, its plaintive murmurs were heard even by the inhabitants at the distance.
Oh, interesting.
All right. Around that same time, there's these reports that went back to Emperor Augustus, right? These were from the Legastus of Gaul, a regional governor, who informed Emperor Augustus that a considerable number of nereid corpses had washed ashore.
Ooh.
The Legatus of Gaul wrote word that the late Emperor Augustus that a considerable number of nereids have been found dead upon the seashore. Again, this was just like a correspondence between
There's
like
just like, hey, just so you know, hey, news.
Yeah, between like a guy basically, or a guy getting like news reports,
Reporting
and,
to,
sending
like,
it
the
back
emperor.
to like yeah.
Hey, the emperor would probably know that.
And he was like,
probably.
specifically, the dude was like, we got to get someone down here to clean these up.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, this is like a big nuisance.
Yeah, gross.
It's like a
It's
bunch
gonna
of
stink.
essentially half human bodies all over the shore.
Yeah, that's probably not good.
Equestrian ranked Roman citizens, I think just horse riding Roman citizens, provided eyewitness testimony of a seaman in the waters of the Gades. Described as entirely human in form, this being had a habit of boarding ships at night, causing them to they would like the weight of this creature, this like humanoid thing crawling up on it though, would like rock the boat and even like submerge the boat sometimes. So it's like for some reason super heavy. A seaman which bore in every part of his body a perfect resemblance to a human being would climb up into the ships, upon which the side of the vessel where he would seat himself and would instantly sink downward. It's like a weird thing.
Weird.
It's like just a weird report from ancient times. I don't even know what that means. Like, is this just some dude? Like, is this like a guy? Like, I don't even know. Like, it seems like it must be like some kind of like hybrid or like mermaid thing. Cause like, I don't know if it's the weight that's pulling at him or if it's like when he touches the water, he can like swim and kind of bring it down.
Yeah,
you know? He's
swim
like
it
pulling
down.
it, right?
Yeah. Or if he climbs up on top, grabs like a rope and just tugs it down.
Dude, I love any report that's like, we got a mythical creature here. It looks just like a dude.
Yeah. Just looks like a guy.
It's like a guy. It's like a guy.
We've got this mermaid. It's looking like a dude.
No fish features.
Yeah. With some weird guy in the sea. Some swimming guy.
During the reign of Tiberius, a substance of the ocean exposed a shocking variety of over 300 sea creatures, including the sea elephants and white-horned sea rams. These were found near Lagundum, modern-day Leon, and the Santuyans near Santes, France.
I think I've seen like the like drawings of the sea rams.
Yeah.
Where it's like it looks almost like a fish. It's got kind of that like mermaid tail to it, but it has like those like horns.
Yeah. Well, that's like it's like that zodiac sign, right?
Because it's not like they're not talking about like a walrus tusk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the like.
As many as 300 animals or more, quite marvelous for their varied shape and enormous size. Among the rest of these were elephants and rams, which last had only a white spot to represent horns. So
I
they're
can see
like
a sea elephant being like a walrus or like what are those the ones with the big nose?
just a different elephant seal.
Yeah, elephant seal.
The thing is, and some of these reports, yes, maybe. But as we get down further, and it's the classic, like, oh, sailors, it's all manatees, right? It's the sea manatees. Some of these people were men of the sea, and also they weren't all so fucking stupid. Like, they knew what a manatee was. Like, there are people, especially when we get into like the 1400s and on, like they knew what manatees are. There's there's specifically a person on board that knows what these sea creatures are to point it out.
It's also these are like sailors you're like a sailor for your like whole life. It's not their first time in the ocean. Like, they see whales and dolphins. They know what those are. They know what seals are. They know what like fish look like and sharks look like.
Speaking of that, this isn't exactly this is more of a sea. Okay, so
like, it'd have to be really weird for them to be like, that's a person.
Yeah, like it's like, why would,
especially like, it's easy to be like, oh, they're just dumb then, but it's like, well, how come like there's still reports like now of like this kind of shit happening?
And it's again like they did know things about the sea. They in fact they were living in the sea, and they knew knew a lot of this stuff.
They didn't know if they like thought a manatee was a person, they probably wouldn't be able to sail that far.
Yeah. Tyrannus, another source referenced by Pliny, wrote about a sea monster that washed up on the shores of Gades. It measured 16 cubits, about 24 feet across between tail fins. So across. That's 16 feet across with 120 teeth.
You think about like the
ranging
top of
from
a
6 to 9
field,
inches,
or a basketball hoop, like the top of the backboard. That's like 12 feet.
So double that. That's how big it was across. Had 120 teeth. The distance between the two fins at the end of the tail, which was 16 cubits, and its teeth 120 in number. Now, some like sources and like some like modern like biologists are like, was it just like a whale or like some like thing? Maybe it was. It's just like, again, like
a
they
beluga or something.
It's like they also like knew a lot of this stuff. They knew what a whale looked like. So it's like, if it was whale looking, it would be like this whale like creature. When they call it like just straight up a sea monster, it's like, I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in there because I was kind of back in the depths in these reports. Okay, again, this is about like, so all these bestiaries in the Middle Ages, they were like theological zoologies, because it was like all by like the crown and like the church were like combined, right? So these volumes that were attempted to map the divine moral order through the animal kingdom. So in that they said things like lions were Christ, owls were wisdom, mermaids were said to be temptation, and also they were just listed again. So page after page, mermaids appeared beside whales, dolphins, sea serpents. Theologians at that time argued over whether they were fallen angels or natural beasts. Sailors, they were like, they're probably both. Just something to be feared, basically. They were just like, it was just like seen as part of everyday life. You want to get it? I got some. The year is 1493. And you are Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, let me
get in the headspace.
Nice. All
right. On January 9th,
fucking get it, boys.
1493. Hold on, let me be Christopher Columbus too.
All right, we're both Christopher Columbus.
Let's go fucking get it, boys.
Let's freaking get this. Let's get the show on the road, boys.
During our voyage to the New World, we recorded in our log a strange event. Sailing near what is now the Dominican Republic, we spot 3 mermaids rising from the waves. We note, somewhat disappointed, that they were not as beautiful as they are painted to be. Right, Das? Remember me? As Christopher Columbus, we saw that?
Yeah.
Crispy Columbus.
Crispy Columbus.
Crispy Columbus. I don't know. Historians later would claim that he saw manatees, but Columbus was an experienced mariner and familiar with manatees. The creatures he described had human-like faces, long hair, and fish-like bodies.
So there's not much that has long hair out there, right?
Also, just something that was like worthy of note, like along like his mostly just like journals of like sailing.
Yeah.
Like, today we are here. This is where we're passing by.
Saw some ugly ass mermaids.
Let's see if I can. Yeah.
Saw some mermaids. They're freaking pigs.
Yeah. Not half as beautiful as they are painted. He said.
Yeah. He lied to me.
Yeah,
They're
damn
really
it.
hot.
That's like why he was going over there originally.
Yeah, I find some hot mermaids, and they're disappointed they're at a slaughter than they're Native Americans.
We have yikes. All right, now I'm getting out of. Now we're no longer Christopher Columbus.
Okay, back.
Burrs.
And I'm back.
Okay. In 1607, we were talking about John Smith. This is an English explorer
Yeah.
of Jamestown fame.
Yeah.
In 1607, he wrote of seeing a mermaid off the coast of what is now Virginia. She had long green hair and a tail that shimmered in the water. Smith confessed he found her beautiful until he noticed the glimmering scales. Again, this wouldn't be like a mammal type creature because it has scales. I don't know. Like
yeah,
it's,
but green hair, which
yeah.
is interesting.
Yeah. That's again, like these are just like famous people now.
And like
again,
he was like, wow, it's really beautiful. And he's like, ew, gross, scales.
yeah.
Stinky.
Yuck. It's like, come on, guy.
I get a judge.
Just do it.
Come on, man.
We have Henry Hudson
Scales are
from
hot.
1608. Sailing through frigid Arctic waters in 1608. This is during Henry Hudson's third expedition. Hudson and his men recorded encountering the ship's log a creature with the head and breasts of a woman and the tail of a porpoise.
Mm.
These weren't men like prone to like imagining cool shit. They were like sailors. They're just like, they had logged manatee sightings in the past. They saw seals in their records.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're like, this thing's got a breast of a woman.
Whoa. That's like a chick.
It's like a chick. All right, now speaking of pirate stuff, Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Edward Teach, as he's known, or Blackbeard as he's better known, he would chart his voyages around specific bodies of water, like locations in the sea that he called enchanted. His logs suggested that those areas were infested with mermaids and creatures that he described as the omens of doom. Right.
Damn. So he like went to those places.
Yes, but then I think he did at some point, but then like after, or like he was told by others then, or like he basically this like one of the most feared pirates ever.
Mm-hmm.
This guy like just doing dastardly shit on the seven seas. Like he's literally like mapping longer versions of the route to like go, like it's like on the sea. Like you want to do like a straight line to get to the place. You don't want to be sailing any longer than you really have to get to the place, especially like back in like the 1600s.
Yeah, you only have so much food.
Yeah,
it gets
like
treacherous out there.
So he's like, we got to go around this thing.
Yeah,
this enchanted body of water.
Oh, so he was going around that stuff. So he wasn't going.
No, he
wasn't like going to that.
No, he was charting map. No. He was charting maps around them. He was doing like like get to a place. He was like, okay, we got to like pull a Yui here. Like we got to like go. Yeah.
Hard left. We got to go the opposite direction.
Which I thought was very strange. Like
that's interesting.
Then you like.
I thought you meant like he was going to these enchanted lands.
No, quite the opposite.
He's going around them.
Yeah, he's like I'm just
avoiding
saying,
them.
This very well known, very renowned man of the sea.
Maybe the most famous pirate.
Yeah, you'd think he knows something about the ocean, and he's like, don't go to these spots.
The reason he's so famous.
Yeah,
he was able to do a bunch of stuff because he didn't get killed.
Yeah. He knew where the doom was and he stayed clear away from it. Now we have okay, now we're in 2009, okay? Doing a bit of a jump forward. I just want to get some recent stuff. In 2009, in the Mediterranean city of Kiryat Yam, Israel, a local woman watching the sunset from a new pier reported seeing something in the surf, a creature with the upper body of a woman and the lower half of a fish, hair trailing in the foam. Shaken, she fled, but she wasn't alone. Within weeks, dozens of residents reported similar sightings, always at dusk, always near that same spot. An elderly man swore he felt hands part his legs while swimming.
Oh.
He described the encounter as euphoric, actually.
Ooh.
So, like, again, it's like some, like, glamour touch. It's like
magic touch.
Yeah, some siren's call. He's just feeling it. And he's like an old man. He's getting touched on the dick. I mean,
getting his legs touched by some lady. Even if it's a
maybe not his
creature.
dick. I don't know.
It might have been. That might have been part of it.
He probably would love some.
He needs some of that. Yeah.
He needs some pure fertility.
Yeah.
That story reached national news back 15, 16 years ago. CNN and the Sci-Fi Channel's Destination Truth dispatched crews. There was a $1 million reward for concrete proof, and there was later like captured thermal footage of a human shape, warm against the sea's coldness, darting through the waves like faster than like a human could. No one ever was able to claim the prize as they couldn't find it. But hey, the sightings didn't stop. It's literally still happening.
Yeah.
There's still people...
maybe someone did get the $1 million, but it's like an NDA.
Well, dude, that and else that 100% yes. If somebody ever did come with like that kind of proof, they'd be like, okay, get this to the Vatican. Never mind. Probably just kill this dude, right? Probably just kill this guy.
Give him, you're in witness protection now.
But also,
actually, you're dead now.
As you might have heard in some of these stories, it's like there's a bit of like a magical enchantment on these things, and I think like $1 million would be nothing compared to what reward like a mermaid might give you for straight up like keeping it secret.
Yeah.
Or like, you might just like
they're like wisdom and like magic.
Like, there's the talk of like you become a mermaid if you like give him a kiss and that kind of stuff. That kind of like I'm just like thinking like,
well, it might be one of those things too, like the feeling you get if you like if you meet one, and it's like they said they'd give me $1 million to turn you in, and then you like see it and you're like,
yeah, this guy felt euphoric.
No, you should go.
Yeah,
be free.
Be free.
Are they? It's like that clarity of like, oh, the people like that are trying to get hard evidence of this like are gonna kill this thing.
Well, if you got like
eradicate it or like steal it and like do terrible
if you like felt that euphoric touch, like you're like that could be like corrupted, or like if that they're like a doomsayer, like or like they could like bring doom. It's like if like something was able to harness.
They're gonna like go try to make it into like a weapon.
Yeah,
it's like
mermaid weapon.
Yeah, they're like maybe you probably like get a touch of that like majesty of it and be like, not be free.
Yeah. All right.
Like if you're like hunting like like an endangered species or like a Tasmanian tiger or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you like want to find it, but it's like once you do, you're like, I shouldn't tell anyone about this.
I can't.
Because then they're gonna come get it.
Yeah,
someone's gonna come
worth
get
more
it.
than $1 million.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, they wouldn't give that up. That would just be non-disclosed, and you'd be killed or like taken somewhere. Or
and they'd like have it in a lab studying it to make some sort of fucking.
And maybe they do.
Yeah.
Now it's 2012 in Zimbabwe, in the arid heat of Zimbabwe.
Ooh. Okay, I'm in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Woo! It's hot out here.
Ooh, sweating.
It's arid as hell out here.
It's arid heat. Engineers are breaking ground on the Gokwe Dam project. The goal is to install modern water pumps and finish a long-delayed reservoir. Soon, something ancient was stirring. Okay, something was there. Divers hired to inspect the underwater machinery surfaced in a panic. They refused to return. They spoke of shapes in the dark, clawed hands, and something watching them. Officials dismissed these claims. And they brought in foreign divers. They brought in white people. They're like, let's bring people that just don't believe in this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because they were saying they saw a mermaid down there. Let's bring in some people that just, let's give these white people some money. Let's get them down there. Hey, you know what happened?
They saw mermaids?
The white people saw mermaids. They also flood the waters. They wouldn't speak about what they saw. They only asked to leave. With the project halted, traditional leaders were called, religious leaders, people that knew this kind of magic. Rituals were performed. Beer was brewed and poured into the dam as an offering, and only then, after this act of respect, did the workers return. The pumps were installed without further incident, and to this day, no diver has spoken publicly about what waited beneath the surface. But the communities around Gokwe have a name: the Nijizu, the mermaids of the landlocked sea.
Interesting.
Okay. What the hell?
I wonder, the people that refuse to talk about it, did they sign NDAs?
It's so hard to like.
Did they get paid off? Because I would not stop talking about it.
No.
I would have to talk about it because it'd be just haunting my mind.
Isn't that funny though? They're like, so these first round of people left because they had these crazy beliefs, and they bring in these people without the beliefs, and they're like, oh, I guess there's just something down there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, appease it with a ritual, and then it's fine. That's,
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna go back.
Interesting that like the ritual worked. Like you had to get we got to get like the shaman
because somebody knew about it. Because this has been
we
like
get the priest to do this. And
information.
It's like, this is how we handle
in
this.
some way, in some specific sects, especially in these more rural like places that hold on to these ancient traditions.
Especially since it was like probably like an untouched area for a long time.
It's like it is nice to know that like these rituals are being passed down from person to person.
Like they like were able to say that because they probably used that. That means it worked, and they've done it in the past.
Yeah, for centuries.
And that's like why they have
for
it.
millennia they've done it. It's
and,
like
kept it going.
In the alchemy episode, we were talking about how information gets lost because you break that line of master to apprentice, and some of these things you need to be there to see it happen. You can't just read the text. You need to see it happen to like experience what it is. Yeah. It can't be, some of it can't be written down. So it's like to know that some of these rituals at least are being withheld. Are being held up, and withheld from like modernized that would destroy it. Yeah. Okay. So now we're in the sacred Ningyo of Hakata Bay. Okay. This is in Japan. This is the year 1222. A fisherman walking along the shore of the bay finds a pale, shivering, shriveled creature entangled in seaweed. It had a human face, glassy eyes, and its body was tapered into a shimmering skeletal tail.
Interesting.
The villagers summoned a shaman, who his pronouncement was solemn. This was the Ningyo, what we just mentioned up top. A being of deep magic. It was buried with honor, and it was then buried in a seaside temple. They buried this thing. They were like, "This is a magical being. We need to respect this thing, right?"
Yeah, we need to like.
Centuries passed, right? 5 centuries later, 500 years later, in the late 1700s. As a plague and sickness is ravaging the region, the temple's keeper exhumes the remains. They soak the bones in water, creating a healing elixir, and they give it to the sick.
Whoa.
And it heals the people. To this day, there's still 6 bones that remain, kept in a lacquered box.
To have like the wisdom of like get the body.
We need. Like, I'm sure there was so much crazy shit that happened in those 500 years where they were like,
Ningyo.
"Don't get them out yet. Don't
need to
get
the
them out
Ningyo.
yet."
It's getting bad.
Getting bad. The plague is really ravaging us.
Plague's getting really bad. We need
that
the
mermaid
Ningyo.
magic. It's like after 500 years,
Ningyo
how did
bones are gonna
anybody
heal
hold
us
this
all.
information? Yeah, it's so cool.
That's like that means it's like real important.
Yeah.
Like not just to have like the burial, but to like they like would see it and be like,
like I said, there's still
tradition is
there's
like
still
important.
6 bones that remain. Some scientists have asked to test them. The monks refuse the shit out of that.
Hell
no. As if they're gonna let them get.
Why would you need it? What are you gonna test them for? What do you need to test them for? Obviously, it's magic.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna test that it's magic or not? You're just gonna find that they're like some kind of bone.
So,
The heck?
that's like most of my reports. I have more, but I do want to finish this episode off with more like Bigfoot related stuff.
Yeah.
Tie it into the year of Bigfoot a little bit here. I know we're kind of getting a freebie out of this month, but
Nah, dude.
interesting
I
stuff.
like it, dude. Bigfoot of the sea, man.
Yeah. So
Big
I want to
fan.
talk about like that glamour magic that I feel like Bigfoot's and so mermaids basically have that same like trickster energy as like the fae of the forest. These like they're like masters of illusion. And they seem to like always be blending the line
Like
between
people seem to always like see them, but you can't like capture hard photos.
And
it's always like quick.
Are they beautiful or are they fucking grotesque? Like it seems like they're
Yeah,
both.
Are they nice? Are they bad?
We've talked about that too, like specific like entities like withholding like showing like this beauty until you get close enough to like see the true face of it.
They also like they're like have like sharing like knowledge and wisdom. Is like another like similarity.
Yeah, definitely. That's like because they were like instead of the wise men of the forest, they're like the wise men of the deep, right?
The guy got touched by it and like felt euphoric. It's like, did the thing like heal him?
It like
that's
what
you know what I mean?
It was like a healing touch. Yeah.
Yeah, you touch him and he probably had some like weird like ailment, disease, and just like didn't even know, and it just like cured him.
And along with 100%.
Even if, like temporarily.
That is what it was.
That like like.
Now we talked about some like disappearance cases. Some like there's like the kids getting strapped to the back of that water horse and getting ran into the sea.
Yeah.
There's these different like them calling you, the siren calling you to like ruin or to just
like
disappear.
Taking the skin off.
It's missing 411.
Yeah.
It's literally more missing 411 stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like in the sea now though. The disappearance is just like that. It's the same thing. Yeah. That like luring,
anything about the cave systems in the sea and the oceans, like
we talked about,
all bodies of water have like weird caves in them and shit. Like,
well, and like furthermore, it's like we talk. There's like in Shintoism and in these different cultures, it's like every force has like a being behind it. Like every like area has like a local spirit, and like in Greek and like Roman and stuff, it's like there's like a water nymph for each body of water. There's like a forest spirit for each thing. So again, to like It's like the Bigfoot specifically kind of guard their regions, and it's like these are like the water nymphs regions, right? This is like what they can hold on to. There's a lot of like some stuff I didn't get into is like the story of Excalibur actually.
The
like,
water nymphs. Yeah.
There's water nymph like Alexander's like given this information from a water nymph.
Yeah.
Right. Just to like say that like more like that transfer of sacred knowledge. Basically,
like that, like blessing of knowledge, basically,
and
wisdom. I guess not even just knowledge; it's more like wisdom.
It's wisdom, and it's like liminal wisdom. It's like caught between worlds, right?
It's stuff like you don't even understand it until it's like time to use it. You're like, oh, I have this in me now. You know.
I think we would call it here. I have like more just random notes, but I think I like where we are with all this.
Yeah.
Basically, that was kind of the breakdown. Yeah, as we go from Mesopotamia to Sumeria to like these more like new ancient stuff. You know, we talked about there are similarities in every culture. Like that's not a coincidence. It's not manatees.
No, it's not like animals everybody knows.
And like I also didn't want to bring up like the P.T. Barnum stuff where he like sewed a monkey onto a fish.
Yeah.
You know, there's like fake. There is fakes. There's like other places that'll talk about that. I just don't. I'm like telling you.
I mean, just like there's fake Bigfoot videos. Like I've seen them where it's like clearly a dude in a mask, and it's like not very good.
Yeah.
Or like people like forging like Bigfoot prints and stuff, and it's like there's like human fingerprints in it. It's like okay, but like there's also the real shit.
They like
That's
run the
fucking...
thumbprint. And it's like just some criminal. Like,
oh yeah,
this guy. And like the mermaid obviously lives on in so many places today. We don't need to.
I mean, there's a like TikTok video. I mean,
we mentioned
if you haven't found it, it's like it's very interesting. It's like a series of them where this kid, he's like on the boat. He's kind of just like doing like a little like live stream. That's what makes it special too. It's a live stream, and he's like kind of just like yo, like this is a day on the boat. Like check it out. And also you hear this like siren like singing.
Yeah.
Call. It's like screaming, and he's like what? He's like what? And then like he's interacting with it in a certain way. And there's like one time where he grabs like a crab, and he's like, "Here you go."
Throws
he like,
over
throws it
the
off.
moving vessel.
Yeah, they're like flying
in the middle of like the raging ocean.
It's like a fishing boat, just like going, and he like throws it, and then all of a sudden it like flies back up on the thing, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
You know.
And then like later on, he like comes to work on the boat, and there's like these like science labs, these like they're like very like covert like classified labs on the boat in the dock, and he's like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Get out of here. You're not coming to work today. You're not working here today." He's like, "What the fuck?"
Last time I heard about science
and then he was
labs on
like
the
deleted
boat.
off. He like was like not found.
Last time I heard about science labs on the boat, it was fucking the Philadelphia experiment. Yeah, we just talked about like making a mermaid into a weapon. Like 100% somebody's trying to harness his power, right?
No, they see that and they're like, they don't want us to know about it. Yeah. And they want to like sever that connection and like use it for their own.
That's literally why like it's not even funny to do a mermaid episode because it's like it was almost like before I really started digging in, it's like it's kind of laughable. I mean, it's like it's one of the like top like not even like a cryptid. It's just like a folklore-ish thing,
it's like doing unicorns. Yeah, which we can get into unicorns.
Oh yeah. But it's like it's and so I just wanted to present like as many real documents as I could from like people like reporting to like a king about it. It's like you don't fuck around with that.
It's
like,
not just like a campfire story.
You get your head.
It's not like a ghost
story.
story.
You say some dumb shit to a king right now.
Yeah, it's like yo, this is happening right now.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind.
Waste the king's time.
Thanks for kind of listening in and like kind of humoring it because there is truth to it.
Whether it's keep an open mind with it all, like always.
Whether it's like a sea ape or if it's like some kind of sea spirit ghost or if it's like a liminal entity guarding that region, just like a Bigfoot of the sea,
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it is.
Aquatic.
We just covered it. Yeah. Let's close this thing out, Doss.
Yeah.
Let's just shout out
should we take some of that right now?
On pod, just one more shout out to PFAS Guard.
Thank you, Matt, for this too.
Fertility cleanse. Now it's two is a serving.
Okay.
And it's 30 servings per container. So you got about a half year supply here. It's a half year cleanse. All right, dude, just get mine.
Yeah, I'll trade you.
Use it too.
I'm
gonna have to use your water.
Yeah, I got
mermaid water. Yeah, so again,
I did bless this water too. So.
PFAS Guard. I'm gonna have the link in the description to the website, so click that right now. Don't even listen to the end of this. Just click it right now.
Yeah, just get it. Check it out. You're like, just at least look into it. If you like supplements, if you like things that are gonna like help you,
and this isn't your normal like.
It's got like magnesium, iodine. That's all really good nutrients.
It's
gonna cleanse stuff I can't really pronounce.
It's cleanse the plastic out of you. It's not like a. It's not like. I mean, I think it has a lot of the same like. Men's multivitamin stuff. You're gonna get all those health benefits too, but it has like something more to it.
And like
right?
one of these is a 30-day supply. You know what I mean? Like
So yeah, keep your eye out on the socials for a giveaway on some of this stuff, and we can get some to you. But please check the website out. Dawson, let's close this thing out.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Now that we're on the cleanse, now that we're fully on the cleanse, and now that I've taken 2, I'm not going to stop till I'm done cleansing here.
So these are gone. Yeah.
Flush all these microplastics out of me.
I'm
Dude,
gonna
be
feel so good and fertile.
prepare for the pod to get better. I'll say. Imagine this podcast without all the microplastics.
Oh my god. Yeah. The energy we're gonna have.
Yeah. God, can't wait.
Wow. We're gonna feel like we've never felt before.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Let's join the cult, patreon.com/Pumpkin Hill Radio. From this point onward, we are going to have the Patreon basically is going to get everything a week early. So if you subscribe now, you'll probably get an extra episode. If you don't subscribe, nothing will change. You're just like, next week's episode is already going to be released on the Patreon, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just going to go like that. So if you want to be a week early, catch up on some stuff.
You need it.
Yeah, if you need it. But if you don't, I mean, I suggest rethinking. But if you really don't, then nothing will change for you. But that's like what's going to happen here is there will be a bonus episode releasing probably same time this does or soon after. You know? So just plan on that. So patreon.com/Pumpkin Hill Radio for that and so much more cool content. Rate and review us wherever you can. Give us 5 stars. I see a bunch of new reviews popping up. You can leave written reviews on the Apple Podcasts or platform. So check that out. Do that. Email us any of your paranormal experiences. If you've seen a mermaid, pumpkinhillradio@gmail.com. Take a look around the Etsy. Use code SECRET for 25% off $25 or more.
Get it.
And and that's basically it.
Yeah. Chaos Control. Coming out what? Fridays, Thursdays?
Chaos Control, your weekly paranormal news source is Fridays. Every other week is Patreon exclusive though. And then
Dawson's
we have
Diaries too. Check it out.
Check the YouTube.
That's like
for that.
I've been doing Saturdays lately. It's a nice little Saturday night.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Got a weekend with Dawson.
Whenever I can get it. I might start doing one of those like every other week on the Patreon. Just get to be on a paywall.
Yeah.
Depending on what I'm talking about, just because I don't want YouTube taking that off. You know.
Yeah,
I mean?
you know, and it's like
Might get a little nuts.
So
it's
like you get to go to your dad's house every other week,
you
know, for dad's crazy adventures there.
Super crazy. Fucking...
So all kinds of shows basically. We got Pumpkin Hill Radio, we got
yeah.
Chaos Control, we got Dawson's Diaries, we got all kinds of cool stuff. Thought you were about to take more of that stuff.
I'm still just trying to
doubling
open
down.
it. I'm still trying to open it.
Just twist it up.
Wait.
This has been Pumpkin Hill Radio.
Dude, my hands are so greasy.
I am Travis Wormwood, and this is Dawson Trailer.
Hey.
See
I
ya.
got it open.
You got
Love
it.
you guys.